In the beginning, it was very nice.
Before Katrina, many remember this was a place where memories were made.
It was something for the kids to do and young adults and adults. So it was a very valuable asset to this community.
After the storm, Six Flags never reopened.
After Katrina, it's an eyesore.
And in addition to being an eyesore, the park also started attracting visitors of a different kind.
You talk about snakes, alligators, hogs, and of course you have insects, mosquitoes.
No mayor has taken to the task of knocking down what remains of the abandoned park, but now Mayor LaToya Cantrell says she wants to.
Right now I have my sights on the Six Flags site, which we are now running numbers for demolition, really as I speak.
But before going any further, City Councilwoman Cindy Wynn says they are awaiting the results of a study, but it could be complete in just a few weeks.
So I think it's really critical that this administration do move on the property as soon as we get the study back.
So what could replace the 200-acre site? Well, Councilwoman Wynn has some ambitious aspirations, calling for a family entertainment district, complete with hotels, resorts, music, and sports venues, saying it would be a great place for neighborhood kids not only to play, but work.
You know, many of our young people are looking for opportunity, and I think having a family entertainment district will really capture and address a lot of the issues that we have in our community.
From a Nickelodeon theme park to an outlet mall, William Peoples has lived here long enough to remember all of the failed ideas, but still remains optimistic.
We look forward to it being rehabilitated.
Paul Dudley, Eyewitness News.
The study is due out in 2 to 3 weeks. We asked the mayor's office for details after she made the comments, but they would not elaborate, and there's still no official word on when that demolition of Six Flags will take place.